it's a video.
I don't want you. Do you want some tater tots?
I've actually never had tater tots.
This is your first time with that. It's a video. Oh
Tater
my
tots.
God. You've never had tater tots before? I love tater tots.
Do you have potatoes?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're just like extra
Tater
crunchy.
tots.
Yeah, they're like kind of like shaped through, and then molded, and then fried.
At points when like they were about to die anyway, because if they were going to die, then they would have already ceased to exist. So bringing them in the future would not affect anything. They're not taking people who like,
Oh, okay.
you know,
Yeah, because there's always that.
they didn't want to mess with the time-space
dilemma.
continuum.
Right.
Yeah. So they took people who would have died. So this lieutenant would have died during the oh my God, I've forgotten the particular, but anyway, like one of those like explorations where they got caught in the ice.
As
Somewhere
an
in the
Arctic, whatever.
Yeah. So he was one of the. Occasionally, I'll find myself in days like today where I'm just, reminded by the world that there's always more. There's always more. It's always one thing. There's always something to chase. There's always something that you're supposed to be asking for. There's always something that you're supposed to be doing. Even if you just finished achieving something, somehow the idea that you should immediately be on to the next thing, it looms over us. And the idea of that used to irk me so much, not understanding the need to be successful. I understand the need to want more, to want the next best thing, to want to make yourself better, faster, richer, smarter than you were before. And I want that. I want more. But just the need to always chase more is so ingrained in every step of our society. It is in everything that we see. It is in the subtle ways that we celebrate with each other. It is in the small ways and the things that we choose to talk about with each other. It is in the way we choose to present ourselves to each other, the way we choose to introduce ourselves to each other, is always with the idea that you should want more for yourself. Inherently wanting more isn't bad. I just find it difficult to see how at the end of the day it all adds up. And I think the one thing I was reminded of today about being present and being aware of the fact that the quality of our presence, the quality of our being, not our doing, the quality of our being is really the most valuable gift. It is our strongest element that we as individuals can contribute to the world, right? It is the person that you actually were in the world. And that, I don't believe, is made up of the days that we spent accomplishing things. I think sometimes we forget that between the things that we want, between the things that we have and the things that we want, there are days in between, and our lives are also made up of those days in between. But somehow we find ourselves in these societies where we are taught, and it's ingrained in us, to celebrate the points, like the moments, the pivotal moments, or what we have come to classify as the pivotal moments, and as celebratory and as worthy of accolades as those moments are. They are not what make up the bulk of our lives. And I just don't think that we harp on it as often as we can. I want to talk about it as much as I can, to just remind someone, always remind someone that your life is not made up of all the special things that you're going to do. Your life is, at the end of the day, going to be made up of the in-between moments. In-between moments are so precious, and I just witness them sometimes pass by uncelebrated. And of course, part of the reason why every day is that it's ordinary, right? And I'm not saying make everything a celebration, but I am saying, make everything a celebration as much as you can, as often as you get the reminder to make that mark, and try to reflect. For one, I'm not of the opinion, I don't believe that your entire life should be spent in introspection. As someone who is incredibly introspective, I don't think you should spend all your life trying to figure out how important every moment is. The everyday moments are the everyday moments, but there is still something about not always rushing to the next thing and checking in and making sure that you're moving at your own pace. There's always going to be another thing. The goalpost is always going to be moving. There's always something more that you could be getting. There's always something better that could be ahead of you that you could be chasing. There's always more and more and more. And I saw something this morning clearly that triggered this train of thought where like someone who seemingly already had everything was just describing, like how much more they wanted to get. And I just found myself like kind of at the beginning, like sucked in to what they were saying. And then I had to catch myself in the moment and be like, wait, like I don't even know that I actually want this thing that they're describing. I don't think that I want it. I'm just, so I guess like used to the idea of being a driven person and being defined by my ambitions or, lack thereof, or defining myself by the lack of, the ambition, whatever that means. But I just was reminded in the moment I had to cut it off. I had to cut myself off from that train of thought. I had to remove the thing that was pulling me into that, whatever that thing is, that no, I can move at my own pace, and I'm supposed to move at my own pace. I'm supposed to move up. I'm supposed to check in and make sure that the things that I'm saying that I want, things that I'm actually working towards are things that I actually want, not things that I'm being told that I want, and that way, whatever decisions I make towards the things that I'm looking for are justifiable to me. Like my ambitions have to be mine. My ambitions, grand or small, have to be at the center, made for me and based on who I am in that present moment, And I don't think it is easy because I don't think it is the norm. I think that's why it feels a little like you're othering yourself when you choose to live your life that way. But it does take a lot of courage to move at your own pace, to choose to move a little slower, right? I'm not talking about like totally casting your dreams away, but choosing to be gentle, to not rush to judgment, to not rush to every single decision. Like you want to make decisions, you want to be quick to make decisions, and take action as often as you can. But you also, in figuring out whether the decision is for you, you want to make sure that it is really your life's decision and it's not something that you're being told you're supposed to want. And I love that every day, every moment isn't like this. Like every day isn't the kind of day where you get an epiphany like, oh my goodness, like this is why I'm around. This is why I'm here on this earth, to live and to experience myself and to experience other people, and to bask in the warmth of other people. And then like life is, I'll wake up tomorrow morning and I probably won't feel this, like exact same way. Like the moment will kind of pass and then I'll forget again and kind of get into the groove of, I guess, my life. So every day isn't a day filled with this kind of realization. Like it comes and it goes. At least for me, it does, and then I go back into what I consider to be my normal routine. But in a little way, like that normal routine is changed because of the moments of realization that I have in between. That's what I've noticed. So it's good. It's good to revel in it when it does come. And so it's okay if you're not taking full advantage of every single day. Sometimes we forget we do live very busy, hustle, bustle lives, but hopefully you will have an abundance of those moments and make the choice to enjoy them when they come your way, But yeah, all the things that you achieve are great. All the things that you will achieve are great. All the things that you get, all the people that will love you and adore you, and all the things that you acquire, material things, are all great. Wish that for you. Wish that for myself. But, don't forget that it takes just as much courage to chase your dreams as it takes to sometimes slow down and to not speak so hurriedly and to fully listen to yourself or listen to someone and enjoy what they're saying to you without being so quick to interrupt or speak or give your own opinion, and to not spend most of your life in force and in hustle, and to try to stay as connected as possible to your life force, to the things around you, to nature, to the deeper wells within you that call to you, like wells of creativity and self-acknowledgement. I realize that it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of bravery to not feel the need to take in every new information or act on every new information. It takes a lot of courage to decide that you just want to be. Even if it's just for a moment or a couple of moments, no matter how crazy it makes you seem in the moment, your life is your life. And if you take a stance like that, you have to stand by it and acknowledge what exactly that means, but it takes a lot of courage to do that. If you need to do that, you should do that. Yeah. Today is a busy day, but it's a fun day. I am going on a road trip. I have an engagement party. I'm a +1 at an engagement party in Connecticut. So yeah, fun road trip. You look pretty.
This is my things that this is my good side, but it's okay.
Oh, okay. Let's get Juliet's good side.
Thank you very much.
The self-proclaimed
consideration.
good side.
See,
I think both your sides are good.
thank you very much.
Can't believe I got this dress just yesterday. It's perfect. I like this. I wanna dance with somebody who loves me. Ooh, I wanna dance with I was supposed to go to the park today, but it's raining. It's been raining all day, and that has thrown off my plans a little bit. And I don't like that because it didn't say it was supposed to rain. The weather report said it wasn't supposed to rain, and it still says it's going to get sunny out. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed and hoping that happens because I really don't want to stay indoors today. I need the sun, desperately. Hello.
Open air, side by side, we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love, remember when we were getting nowhere fast, when the garden won't stop giving back, honeysuckle, fresh cut grass.
Hello. Hi. It is now the end of the month. It is the end of June. And I hope you've had a good month so far. It is literally almost the last day of the month. It's the 29th. And I wanted to do a quick book chat, add a quick book chat to the video because of how much I absolutely loved my book picks this month, and I feel like I feel that way a lot, which is a good thing. It's good to always like have really good books that you've read. But yeah, I thought a quick book chat would be good. It's kind of becoming like a theme. I think I've been doing it in most of like the monthly vlogs, like videos every month. And actually, if I'm being completely honest, I had a lot of hesitation in editing and posting, because I will have posted this video by the time you're seeing this, posting this particular video, because the past couple of days I just kept having this like self-disappointing feeling cropping up for me, because I didn't think I had an exciting enough month to share. And so the more I edited the video as time went on, the more I kept thinking, I don't think this is very interesting to watch. And I started getting worried about it flopping, which is a very weird thing to worry about, because I think by definition, as a content creator, one could say that most of these videos flop anyway on my account. So it is very weird to expect this to be the one that will all of a sudden, just not. But when I started having those thoughts, I started like feeling myself shrinking while I was editing the videos. Mind you, I started feeling myself like shrinking and going back into this headspace of not wanting to create, because I had gotten so far ahead of myself that I started critiquing the work that I had done, or which in this case, if you're documenting your life, it's not just critiquing the work that you've done, it's also critiquing the days that you've had. The days are already gone, which is, like a very like weird, like meta thing going on when you're a content creator that is creating like lifestyle vlogs, I think. But yeah, I sat down, I had to stop myself and give myself a bit of a like gentle parenting talking to, like, hey, that's not what this is about. It has never been what this was about. I started documenting my life as a way to get over my fear of being seen, to practice like just being, not necessarily because I was doing it for views. I think views would be nice. I can't wait to start getting more views, but I did make sure to not have that as one of my principal goals for starting. It was, for me, it's a little bigger than that. It's more getting comfortable just existing and, and letting my days be my days, and letting, who I am just kind of like shine through. Being more comfortable with myself on camera was the point of me vlogging. So I wanted to be sure that I wasn't falling behind based on anybody else's arbitrary standards. And that was a helpful reminder. It helped me recenter, refocus myself that as much as I want my videos to be engaging and interesting, I can't live my life for entertainment. That is not my purpose. I don't think that's a terrible purpose. Anybody else wants to do it. But at least for now, that isn't my story. My life is not supposed to be a source of entertainment. I want to make what I hope are like interesting and engaging enough videos, but specifically for the vlogs that I make, I had to get over myself, get out of my own head a little bit. And if you're watching this video, it means I succeeded and I didn't critique myself to the point of not posting it. So we're making progress. Now let's talk books. If I'm being completely truthful, this month I only read 4 books. And I say only because 4 books is a lot. It's a lot more than I used to read before. But I have been on such a streak for the whole of 2024 that like 4 books just seems like way less. But I'm taking it to mean something positive, because reading only 4 books compared to like how many, like I've been reading like 8, 12, even like in February, like up to 16 books a month. But the fact that I only read 4 books this month, to me, is indicative of the fact that I was outside more and interacting with people a lot more this month, which is the summer that I want to have. I want to be more social outside, Yeah, it's neither good nor bad. It's not here or there, but something that I did want was to be to have a little more sociable summer. Yeah, to socialize more this summer. And I think that is happening. But yeah, so out of the 4 books that I read, there are 2 that I thought were captivating, were great. They are my top 2 reads of the month. And it's these 2 books. This is A Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. And the second book is Funny Story by Emily Henry, who I love. I think if you have seen my last video, this is a book I was reading towards the end of May. So I went into June reading this book, reading Funny Story, and it was so good from beginning to the end. It brought up a lot of issues for me personally because of issues and themes that the characters are going through in the book. It is a kind of funny book, but not funny, haha. Funny more like, oh, that was witty. That was nice. Emily Henry she's really good at what she does. I love the stories that she picks. I love talking about her books with other people who've read her books. I love how she writes women, but also men. I love her perspectives and how she weaves the humanity of the characters like into their stories. There are ways where like even if you can't relate to the actual circumstances of the characters in the book, she writes characters that are so easily and like weightlessly compelling, even if they're like weighty issues being, you know, talked about like running through the books. But she tells really good human stories, I think. And we actually talked about the fact in the book club that I don't think her books should be strictly in the romance genre, because I'm one of those people who thinks sometimes it is that deep. So I just know a lot of non-romance readers who don't read Emily Henry or who don't read, you know, like books like hers, because they think it's a colorful, light, like summer read. I'm like, no, it's a really good book. I think she does a very good job of writing really human stories that happen to be romantic or to have like romance themes. But some of my best relationships in the book are actually not even the main romantic story, although the character in this book, I love a lot of the men in her books, a lot of the men in Emily Henry's books, but Miles, so good. So good. I think I wrote somewhere in one of my notes that Miles is just the biggest green flag. I love him, love his character. A little annoyed by his character, but I like that. I love a character that can be lovable and just, you know, like make slightly dumb decisions. And I'm like, what are you doing? You know? But yeah, if you're looking for a book to read, Funny Story by Emily Henry, I highly recommend. And this one struck me. A Love Song for Ricky Wilde struck me because I'm ashamed to say I started reading this book in last week in April was when I started reading this book. I picked it up then, I think, yeah. Either like last week in April or first week in May. And it took me till like the middle of June to finish it. So when I started reading it, I got like 3 or 4 chapters in. And for some reason, I just couldn't continue. I didn't think it was uninteresting. It was very engaging. It was so well written from the very beginning. But I don't know. I still can't explain. The only way I can explain, like, I almost think it's a little mystical, the fact that I didn't read this book. I think like I was supposed to be in a certain frame of mind to really enjoy the book. I think that's the story I'm telling myself, that it just wasn't the time for me to read this book, because when I finally picked it up and I'm like, you know, I did forget that I was reading that book. I need to read it. I picked it up and I started reading. I couldn't put it down. I finished it in like 16 hours. I absolutely did. I had work the following morning. I just couldn't put it down. It was so good. Oh my God, it's so good. I can't emphasize how much I love this book. A Love Song for Ricky Wilde. It is, I can't find the words. Enigmatic, I would say. That's the word I would use to describe this book. It was so well written, but even that is like, at this point, an expectation of mine. Like if I'm reading a book by Tia Williams, she's one of those authors that I do have a lot of those authors, and I'm happy to be alive at this particular point in time where I can read books about women that are reflective of the times that I'm in, specifically for this book where like it is a character that I can see myself in. It is a Black woman. So always, and Tia Williams is just, she's that author. I love it. I love it. So yeah, these 2 books were the highlights of my month, and they're so colorful. They're pretty, very pretty covers too. Not that that's a big deal, but I do judge a book by its cover. So yeah, those are the 2 books that I read, and I'm currently reading The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. That is a book club pick actually for the month of June. So it means like I should have been done reading it by now, but I'm still reading it. But I think I'll finish it tomorrow. I'm sure, the way things are going. But yeah, thank you so much for hanging with me. I am kind of not running out of ideas. I just need to brainstorm like things to talk about on my channel a little bit. And I will also be restarting the 2nd season of my podcasts in the middle of July. And so if you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching up to this point, and follow me on whatever social channel you follow people on. Same name, Igho, so that I can let you know when my podcast starts again. And yeah, I hope you're having a great summer. Mine seems to be going well enough. I'm grateful. All right, bye.